Did you ever go online to look for some fitness advice and you scroll and someone tells you intermittent fasting is the thing? Do fasted cardio, it's so good, it burns so much fat. Then you scroll and someone says it's useless and it's calories in versus calories out, and it's literally not gonna do anything if you overextend in your intake. Me too. Me too. So, as you could guess from the title, this video is about things that annoy me from the fitness online space, online community. So, the first thing, obviously, is contradictory claims or advice, and it's like one of the biggest things online. People say you only need to go to the gym once, you don't need to strength train, you should strength train every day, 6 days a week, and you don't know what's helpful anymore. Some people are so confused by that advice that they just don't do anything at all, because everyone says, no, that's useless, that's useless, that's useless, rest is useless. But also, if you don't rest, that's useless. If you eat protein, that's useless. If you don't eat protein, you won't build muscle. And it just keeps going and going and going, and people tell you, don't do this, don't do this, don't do that. So better do nothing than do something wrong or put efforts into something that will be useless in the end, right? The next thing are high standards, even for non-athletes. I've fallen into this trap of having high standards and training like an athlete, eating like an athlete, even though I'm not one. But I felt so bad not doing things or resting or skipping the gym once in a while or not going to the gym while being on a holiday, because everyone, it puts so much pressure on you, even as a viewer, even as a non-athlete, and you should always be in a cut and you should always train to the max of your abilities, and if you don't, you're weak, you don't have discipline, you're fat, I don't know. And it's just, we've kind of lost the connection to actually working out and fitness and its health. So basically, it's so easy to fall into an ED or over exercising or somewhat of a disordered stance to working out and food, because everyone's doing it and it's getting so normalized, and we're getting away from the reason why we should work out and watch our food, and that's health, that's fun, that's fitness, that's staying alive for longer, not looking good, not discipline, not building a mindset, not being extraordinary, because not everyone can be extraordinary, and that's fine. And you should not base your whole life you should not build your whole life around fitness and working out. You shouldn't. You really shouldn't. And I did that, and I'm still doing that, and I'm fighting against myself every single day, because my life shouldn't surround getting my steps in, food, and gym, and I'm tired and my body's exhausted, and this is not healthy. So reframe fitness as health, as doing something for you, rather than doing something that everyone else tells you you should do. And that comes right into my next point, high pressure. You should always do RDLs, otherwise your glutes won't grow. As a woman, you shouldn't only train legs, otherwise you're not a real gym girl. As a gym girl, you should always just lift weights and don't do cardio, because that's for those girls, for the cardio bunnies, and everyone's like setting a standard for everyone, and that just creates like a lot of pressure, and always looking good, always being lean, always having abs, always having or being someone that people strive towards, always like forming your whole identity around fitness, and you become shallow, you become an asshole, you become arrogant, and someday your life should move on, or it should be a part of your life, but not your whole life. For example, my work and my uni are really suffering from me basing my whole life around fitness. My friendships have died, a lot of them, because I've cancelled, because I'd rather go to the gym than be with my friends, even though It doesn't make sense, it doesn't matter. I'm not an athlete, I'm barely a fitness influencer, so why not have fun? Because someone online said that you should never skip the gym, and if you do once, then you'll always skip it and your whole discipline will just fade. And even if that's the case, so be it. You don't need to be working out. Yes, it's good for you. Yes, it's healthy. And yes, you should, but you don't need to. And you can take breaks and you can have a whole ass life without fitness. And it's just a really toxic space, even for women, for men even more, I think. I'm not a man, but it's horrible. It's horrible, especially the comparison part of it, because people compare themselves to others always. We can't help it, it's in our nature. And that comes right into my next point. People giving wrong or false advice. Something that works for them might not work for you, and even if it works for you, you won't look like them. For examples, with RDLs, I have like a curved back, like a lower curved back. I forgot what it's called. But basically, RDLs don't hit my glutes because of that. They hit my lower back, and I can't fix it because it's my spine that's broken. But everyone says, "Oh my God, you need to be doing RDLs, or your glutes won't grow." Doesn't work for me. It does not work for me. I'd rather use those 10-15 minutes and 3 sets for something else that does work for me. And form is so important. Your body structure is so important. For example, my upper body is much longer than my legs, so RDLs don't really work for me in the depth side of things, because I can reach my toes just fine with my hands, so I couldn't really go that deep. And so I'd have to build like a podest for me to stand on to really hit the depth that I would need to. Or for example, squats, they're so dangerous if you can't get the right form. I can't because of my back. So I need to tweak the form a bit, or the exercise itself, for me to hit really what I want to hit. So that like, what works for me doesn't work for you, and that's so true. I've also seen a video yesterday with a girl from TikTok who tells you what to eat and how much to lose weight. She's basically, I don't know, used 2 eggs and turkey bacon and the bread and then a protein bar and then a protein shake. But the thing is, your TDE isn't mine. Your TDE isn't someone else's. So if you give them the serving size, they might be in a surplus or really starving. But you can't know that. It's so individual. And advice should be held general, but it isn't. And when you buy someone's fitness plan, food plan, meal plan, whatever, chances are that it won't work for you. Chances are that there would be something better if it's made individually for you, for your form, for your body. And maybe you don't even want to have a fat ass. Like, I've had a problem last year around this time with being skinny, because skinny talk was everywhere and it got to me, and I didn't care about having muscle or being healthy. I just cared about being as skinny as I could be. I knew deep down that that's not what I wanted to do or to be. I was miserable, but everyone online told me and you that that was the new thing, that's luxury, that's discipline, and if you're not skinny, you're gluttonous and a sin and you're morally wrong and all that, and that's not okay. Same goes with health at every size though. Like, if you're extremely skinny or extremely overweight, you are not healthy, and that shouldn't be something you should strive towards or accept. You should always want the best for you, but you need to figure out what you want and be honest with yourself, because I don't actually want to be that skinny. I want to feel comfortable and I don't want to feel puffy. But I don't want to be only skin and bones, and it got to a dangerous point where I only had like 7% body fat, at least my body fat scan told me, and I felt that. I could barely move. I just slept all day for half a year. So be clear on what you want. And the other thing is, figure it out yourself or get a coach, because no matter how much advice I got online, it never worked for me. Especially the form thing, are the best exercises to hit your glutes. Just try out and do trial and error. You know when you feel your glutes, you know it, and use those exercises if you want to grow your glutes. I don't feel them with RDLs, I feel them with step ups, but step ups holding a kettlebell. So I'm doing that. I feel them with kickbacks, with glute bridges, with squats only if I do a certain kind of squat, and with a leg press only if I do a single leg certain form leg press. So really just figure it out, change up the form, and just look what feels the best. And that was the point of there only being one right way. The last thing is there's so many coaches. So many coaches. I mean, yeah, there's many people and all that, but everyone is becoming a coach. Like, people that have lost weight themselves became a coach, and that's fine, but most of the time they don't really have knowledge. Or there's coaches that, you know, everyone has different standards and different knowledge, and also the research is very contradictory on, for example, intermittent fasting when you're a girl, female versus male workouts, and how the body works, how it digests things, even, I don't know, syncing your workouts to your period and stuff like that. And it's like, there's research is always, the results can depend on how you lay out the research. You know, if you tweak a bit here and there, then the results are going to be what you want them to be. So everyone kind of has their speciality, I guess. Keto coach, fat coach, skinny coach. It's so much, and the overwhelm can be great, and everyone becomes a coach. And I feel like many people are coaches, but rather for themselves and to feel like a professional, more than helping others become better and finding their way to health. And that just really annoys me, because you should be a coach by wanting to help, not by wanting to make cash or portraying yourself as a professional. So that was today's video. I hope you liked it. If you did, leave a like, subscribe. See you soon.